Hey guys, what's happening? Just recently we had the pleasure of meeting with Nintendo out in Baltimore.
Thank you, Nintendo.
Thank you, Nintendo. We had a great time.
We know you're watching.
It was cool. We saw a lot of cool stuff. We saw, some Yoshi, some Kirby, some Smash Brothers.
Sure. Of course, we saw all the popular titles, but we also shown things that aren't so popular.
Yeah. And one of those games that is coming out, we're super excited about, is Fantasy Life for the 3DS. Didn't know much about it at first, but we found out quickly that this is a pretty decent RPG that I think a lot of fans of RPGs are gonna like.
Yeah, it's the game sold pretty well over in Japan when it first released about 2 years ago, which is kind of weird to see it come out so late over here.
Right.
But it is coming October 24th. It's a U.S. market.
Right. Yeah.
And it's a great JRPG, but the thing I like about it is there's no turn-based.
So it's like an action kind of way?
Yeah, walk up to the monster, start hitting him with your sword. And of course, you can be overwhelmed by other monsters coming out or something like that. Because I'm not big on the turn-based thing at all.
Sure.
That's just my personal
preference. Now the developer, same developers that made Ni no Kuni.
Yeah, and Ni no Kuni, huge hit.
Yeah.
Very popular game. If you missed it, check out Ni no Kuni if you like
Great
RPGs
series.
at all. Yeah, 9 loves the game, and he won't stop talking about it.
But Fantasy Life, yeah, I mean, so it has that kind of graphical style as well.
Mm-hmm.
But while we were watching her play, it definitely looked like there was a lot of depth here. I mean, it's not just a typical RPG. You could customize your characters. You could really play. I mean, one of the things that she was talking about.
Well, you can play as up to 12 classes or jobs, and that really dictates your entire game totally, because that can pull you away from like half of the open world or expand the whole area to. However, you can. I mean, it's an open world game, but you're not. If you pick a certain class, you're not going to see all of it just because that's how your job is.
Right. So she was talking about like some of the characters. Like if you were a welder, you could obviously when you go to create weapons and everything, you can create them a lot faster than if you're like a hunter or something like that or whatever. But it definitely looks like a lot of gameplay. I mean, she put in a lot of gameplay already.
She said she spent like a month with the game, and she was just starting a new playthrough, and she loved it.
Awesome. I mean, it looks fantastic. And again, you mentioned it is action RPG based, so it's not turn-based, but it definitely has kind of it's like a cross between Animal Crossing and
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy,
yeah, definitely.
Speaking of Final Fantasy,
a very cool thing about it, it has the composer who worked on the first 11 Final Fantasy games did the score for this game also, and that is. I mean, if you like Final Fantasy, one of the reasons you like Final Fantasy is because of the awesome music. So bringing it to this game, a game that unfortunately has no voice acting, but the music should just tie you in totally.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a way to go away from it for having no voice acting, but just to be and just turn up your volume and just sit there and listen.
Sure.
Because it's fantastic.
And a lot of people grab the RPGs on the handheld systems, like the Dragon Quest games and these styles of games.
Or like Bravely Default or something.
That's a fantastic game as well. I think if you're a fan of RPGs, you should definitely check this game out. I think it's going to be great. And it comes out again
October 24th.
October 24th here in the States. Can't wait for it. Check it out. From Nintendo, Fantasy Life 3DS. Check it out.
Buy it.